Happy Friday and welcome to the Wisdom from the Heart Virtual Summit. We're thrilled to have you join us today. The Wisdom from the Heart Virtual Summit is an extraordinary event bringing together three remarkable and influential authors, including our host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. We want to encourage, uplift, and empower you to bloom and shine. This summit promises to be a celebration of wisdom from the heart. So, without further ado, it's my honor and privilege to introduce our summit host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. She's the CEO of RHG Media Productions and the founder of Your Purpose Driven Practice, a global influencer, a #1 international best-selling author, a publisher that's helped over 900 authors become bestsellers, a radio show host, an empowerment leader, and the creator of the Speaker Talent Search. Rebecca has personally contributed to 40 plus published books, multiple magazines, and has been quoted in major media such as The Huffington Post, ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, and Thrive Global. Today and every day, she wants you to shine. And with that, Rebecca, let's start the celebration.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Misty, for the beautiful introduction for the event. And we are just so excited to connect with everyone today. When we're able to really connect in with our hearts, I find it makes such a profound difference in how we live each and every day. And so today, our goal is to connect in with you at a heart level, to share our wisdom from our hearts to yours, and also have you tap in and really listen to that wisdom that is whispering, speaking to you, encouraging you. Sometimes we're moving so quickly. We're letting the day kind of just speed by and it's in charge. And I want to remind you that it doesn't get to be in charge. You do. And I celebrate that you are taking time now, today, for us to connect in and to pour into you. And I invite you to open your heart, be ready, willing to receive everything that is here for you. And this summit was inspired by the book that we recently released, #1 international best-selling book, Wisdom from the Heart. And it reached #1 in multiple categories and multiple countries. And we were just so honored to be part of that and get to bring a book forward that can really encourage you each and every day of the year. So there are 365 daily inspirations, just to give you a little snapshot of the book if it's new to you. 365 daily inspirations that you can lean into and follow along in a calendar way. Or you could decide, I'm really needing some encouragement today, or I'm really needing some hope, or I'm struggling with this and I need to find my courage or my resilience. There's a subject matter index in the back that you can look that up, and it'll direct you to inspirations that can really meet you right in that place. And their inspirations, their quotes, we have comments and shares and inspirations from our beautiful authors, the ones that were able to join us today. And then we also actually had some animals and other beings jump in, and they had some beautiful wisdom they wanted to share with humans too. So it's a very rich experience that we hope encourages you each and every day of the year. For anyone that wants to follow along or find the book, it's on Amazon, amazon.com. You'll be able to find and get a copy of this book if that is supportive to you. But today, we wanted to come alongside and just share, give you a little bit of a taste. And as we have shared this out into the world, our perspective of what we feel coming forward can really help encourage you and help you tap into that wisdom of your heart. So, as we're getting started, I had a couple of inspirations that were placed on my heart that I wanted to share to kind of get us connected and thinking about these things that I'm going to be sharing. But before I do that, I want us to connect in with our heart because that's what it's all about today. So, let's take a deep breath in through the nose. I like to picture it going all the way to your toes, so you're bringing oxygen into every cell of your body. And then out through your mouth, like through a straw. Even that first breath, I notice myself calming, becoming more grounded, more connected. The power of breath, when we're intentional and purposeful about it, can really help us become centered. It releases some of the distractions around us or within us, helps us become really focused. And I like to picture as we're breathing in all the way to our toes, that we're breathing in all this support that can come alongside us, that can build us up, that can encourage us, fill us. And then when I breathe out, I'm releasing all that no longer serves with love and gratitude, but it is complete. I'm releasing it out into the world, creating room and space for more. I don't have to just keep adding, adding, adding on the plate of the day. I can release those things that are complete. So let's practice that together. In through the nose, all the way to the toes, out through the mouth, like through a straw. We're pushing out, releasing what no longer serves. Beautiful. And then we can dial this up because it is about the heart today. So let's put both hands on our heart. I like to really be mindful and purposeful in connection. And as we connect in with our heart, I want you to notice the texture of whatever it is that you're touching on top, whether it's a jacket, a shirt, a dress, a top, whatever it is. Notice the texture of that. Really bring in all of your senses. And then notice your heart, the beat of your heart. As you keep breathing, please remember to breathe. Plenty of oxygen for everyone. And as you're noticing that heartbeat, notice the pause in between the beats. That pause, that moment, that space, one beat at a time. What is that pause? And you can even close your eyes as you tune in. What is that pause, that space, your heart whispering to you today? What is it sharing with you? What is it reminding you of? Encouragement. What wisdom is coming forth? What is it that you need today and you are willing to receive because you have choice? Let's just breathe that information in. What it is that you need today that you're willing to receive. The wisdom that your heart is sharing with you. Beautiful. Let's take another breath. Come back into the room, fully present. I even move around a little bit, make sure I'm still in my body and present, because sometimes we can go away a little bit as we tune in. So becoming really present. And I encourage you to write down, that's actually a tip today, have a paper ready to write down things that are bubbling up. What wisdom or insight or encouragement came forward as you took a moment to tune in and listen? What is it that you need today? What's coming forward? Beautiful. Great. So write that down. Some of the magic in writing it down is you're starting to co-create it. You're bringing it forward instead of it floating out there someday or swirling around in you even. You're writing it down. You're starting to bring it forward, making it real. And as we go through our time together, see what gets added to your paper today. See what comes forward and is encouraging and empowering for you. What wisdom, insight, aha moment is coming alongside you today. So often we're moving so fast, we can miss that wisdom, that quiet, still voice, because we're moving too fast. So I'm honored to have you joining us, taking a moment to slow down and breathe with us and connect in and really being open in your heart and spirit to receive everything that is here for you. And here's a message from one of our inspirations that I wanted to share with you. I've got a couple that kind of bubbled up that I wanted to share. And we have beautiful human representatives on our time together on the summit today. So I wanted to weave in some of the non humans so you get a little bit of that energy and motion as well, insight as well. So, this particular inspiration was provided by Twiggy, who is a stick bug from the book collective. And his title, the title of this is Small and Mighty. You can miss me if you hurry by and not even know I was there. But if you slow down to listen, there's a message I have for your heart today. There is no one else just like you. You are special and a treasure. Let this message into your heart, and with each heartbeat, feel it echo through all of you, every cell of your body. In this season, in this time, remember to share the gift of you with others. Slow down, truly see what is there, be present, and enjoy connecting with yourself and others. Listen to the messages of your heart. So I felt that was so in tune with our conversation today, reminding us to slow down. There's time and energy to do all and to listen. So I hope you hear that. Slow down, be present, and really drink in everything that is in your heart and spirit, and the reminder that you are a gift and you're so special. So today, I want you to drink that in, how special and wonderfully made you are, and let us come in, support, and pour into you. I have another inspiration. Again, we're just giving you some tastes, and I hope that these speak into your heart and spirit. This one is by Pumpkin the cat. It's be, hug, and love. It is important to be present and in the moment. Are you catching a theme here? So it's important to be present and in the moment. Hug deeply and fully and love with your full heart. We would all feel more love and connection if we'd hug a little longer, show our love a little bit more, and choose to be truly present in the moment with each other. I feel most loved when I'm held, hugged, and feel the focus of love on me. I call it a love beam. Love beaming right into my heart, into my spirit, and into me. In that moment, I know all is well and that I'm truly loved, and so are you. Share and receive love beams. They are truly powerful and can give your heart safety, courage, hope, and love. Your heart will thank you. You will feel truly seen, heard, and loved. When I talked with Pumpkin after the book came out, he said, "Oh, Mom, that's the most important message. Please make sure the humans hear and share those love beams." So that's an assignment I want to give us today, is to be purposeful in sharing our love out, really beaming that. Sometimes we don't make eye contact, or we're moving so fast, or we're looking at the phones instead of the people. So really purposely look up and make that connection and share love, share that connection, share that appreciation with each other. It makes such a difference. And if we're ever feeling isolated or disconnected, simply looking up and making that connection, being open with another, whether it's in a line that you are waiting for something, that is a great time. If you're walking on the street, you can look up. If you're on a Zoom call type of interaction, you can look up and make that connection. So make that eye contact for just a moment and send love out mindfully and purposely from your heart to the person you're connecting with. It makes such a difference. You can do this in business, I promise, and you can do it in personal connections as well. Wouldn't it be beautiful to bring more love into our business connections as well? That love, honor, support, and connection. Wonderful. Well, I hope you've had some beautiful things bubble up, come to your heart and spirit as we have come together today. I hope that you are starting to feel that love from us. I hope you see the eye contact and you're feeling that love and that connection and that respect and that support from our heart to yours. It is my honor to bring aboard our first guest here, and I want to formally introduce you so you know a little bit more about her. And this is just a snapshot. You can definitely go on the site where you signed up for the summit. You can see the full details, which we encourage. It's wonderful to get to know each other on deeper and deeper levels. But I wanted to give you a snapshot for perspective of our conversation today. So it's my honor and privilege to introduce Deborah Weiner to you. She is an international award-winning speaker, a columnist for the RHG magazine, #1 international best-selling author. She's been featured on numerous radio shows, podcast shows, and TV shows. She is a distinguished Toastmaster, the founder of the energetic business feng shui system, and the founder and creator, I should say, of that powerful system. She is passionate about helping you bring your dreams forward into reality, both in business and personal ways. So please lean in, warmly welcome the dynamic, the powerful, the energy, expansive guru, Deborah Weiner, to the show. Welcome.
Rebecca. Hello, everyone. I'm Deborah Weiner, and I am so honored to be part of this beautiful summit today and to share my heart and my experience with you.
I am
and
thrilled
my
to
wisdom.
and your wisdom, absolutely,
And my
wisdom
wisdom.
from the heart. Perfect. I love it. I love it. And I wanted to start our conversations with a couple of questions. Now, one, this work that you do in the energy space, I know you use a lot of different modalities, and you've created the system called the energetic business feng shui system. And this may be a new concept for people to tie feng shui and business together. So I wanted to give you a moment to kind of share, what is this and why is this work in this area so important to you?
I believe that everything is energy. And where we direct our energy, our thoughts and our emotions, our focus, is exactly where our life begins to shift to, and it does become a reality. Whatever energy you're holding that hopefully you're aware of will attract more of the same. So it's very interesting and important to be conscious of how you're feeling. I know it's really hard to be conscious sometimes all day about our feelings because we get busy in our work and doing things. But if you can be aware of how you're feeling about maybe an upcoming meeting, or how you felt about a meeting that you just came out of in business, and or your anticipation of what the outcome is going to be aware that the outcome that you're picturing is positive, because if it's positive, that's exactly how it will come out. And if it's not, well, sometimes, unfortunately, that's how it can come out too. So if you believe something is going to happen and really can feel it and focus on how you would like it to be or what you want to bring into the world and manifest, that is exactly what you will manifest. I have many experiences and stories about how I took our family business from the 2008 recession that we were in, and we almost went out of business because we had to lay so many people off. And by coming in and bringing in my manifestation and feng shui tools, we turned everything around and created a new product line. So, and in this time of our life where we're at right now, for many of us in business, we must be really conscious and aware of our energy so that we can do the same.
Beautiful. I love this. Already we're getting this amazing wisdom. So I appreciate that, that really paying attention to what we, in a sense, are manifesting, what we're bringing forward, what energy, what feeling. And if we're spending a lot of time in fear, and I'm afraid of this happening, we might be bringing more of that. And instead of really shifting that to focus on what we want more of and put our energy in it. And I'm hearing this connection with the emotions, the feelings into it, that seems to be an important part of what we're bringing forward is really paying attention to our feelings. I love how you're encouraging us to pay attention all day to our feelings and what they're connecting to, and just mindfully choosing to, in a sense, amplify or focus on, bring forward more of what we're wanting. And a lot of that starts within us. Is that a fair statement, or would you add to that?
No, I would say that's a fair statement. I know that. Oh, and also one other aspect of it is to be able to try to just let go of the how and the when.
Mm.
To try to be in the, just this is what I desire and believe it will happen and just let it go and be in the unknown. It's challenging at first, and it does take practice to become a habit.
Yeah, I can see that because I like making lists and plans
Yeah.
and then checking things off the list. I enjoy that part and giving myself gold stars as I go along. And it can be uncomfortable to want to bring something forward, to really be putting energy in that and not quite know how. So I love this reminder that we don't have to. I mean, in a way, that kind of lifts my energy a bit, takes away some of the pressure. I don't have to figure it all out. I can trust that it will come forward, and the insights or the how or the people that can come alongside me will come. I don't have to have it all figured out. I don't have to know everything. Oh, what a relief. I don't have to figure it all out. I can focus more of my energy on what I want and what I want to bring forward. Do you have a tip on, as we're doing that and we maybe are a little uncomfortable not knowing how, a way to maybe hold that a little more powerfully?
Well, and not to say that strategy is not important. I mean, if we know how,
Thank you.
yeah, we should write down the strategy. Write it down. But if
Good, good,
we
yes.
don't know and we're struggling, that's when we the trust and the belief in the universe, and that the universe does provide, and focusing on the feeling that what you want brings, as if you already have it. Like, be in the joy of it. See yourself sitting in that position that you may want to have in your career organization. See yourself sitting in that seat, and just see yourself, as if it's just, you're there. You already have it, and feel it. And then you don't need to stay there, of course, forever. Then just breathe and let it go, and then go on with your day, and then come back, several times, as often as you can, again, to that. Oh, this feels so good. I'm enjoying this so much. So if you can just practice, it's all practice.
I love that. So it's envisioning and kind of embodying what you want to have, and I also feel like that will make it easier when it happens, not if, when it happens,
Yeah.
that we're able to more powerfully hold it, not in a sense be, wow, I don't know how to be here, because we've already practiced being there. I love that. I love that. And I do have a question. So I wanted to let all of our viewers know that if you're watching on Facebook, if you want to send in questions, we are happy to receive them. We are monitoring and watching that and would love to hear from you during our live broadcast. So, Deb, I have a question for Deborah. They called you Deb, so they were already being familiar. Deborah, everything is energy is so powerful. Any tips? Oh, see, it's very in alignment with my question. Any tips on how to use manifesting to bring positive energy and results? So, right along with what you were sharing, anything you would add? So, I love this practicing, being in it, kind of going back to that and really seeing how good it feels. I love that. Let's bring those good feelings forward. Let's harness that. I think often we're good at harnessing the not good feelings. So let's really harness the feeling good. Any other tips you would give to continuing to bring more forward more of what we want in our life and in our business?
Well, you must believe it for it to manifest. So you must believe it, you must feel it, and you must be able to feel it. But another tip I have is that feng shui, or the practice and the art of, say, manipulating energy, has a lot to do with it also. And so it's important to be aware of your office space, the space that you live in, and to make sure that it's properly balanced and aligned. And since I'm a feng shui master, I could help you with that. Positioning just certain colors within each room of your home or business, or even on your property, your land, can also make a big difference to attract what you want in life and business.
I love that. That we can really shift. I like your manipulate, but for good, the
Yeah.
energy and the environment. A question I have is because I hear a lot about this, especially at the beginning of the year, and sometimes as we're shifting seasons, clutter. How does clutter affect, or does it affect or matter with not only the energy in our environment, but what we're wanting to bring forward in our life? How does that affect things, or does it?
Clutter affects everything because it's energy. And so, a cluttered mind full of too many thoughts and not focused, a cluttered space, it doesn't allow room for what you want to come in. So by letting go of people in your life that no longer serve you, by letting go of thoughts and belief systems that no longer serve you, by letting go of paper stuff in your home, it's very important to declutter. And actually, this is the perfect time of the year to do that. It's
Mm,
spring. So, what is it that you really don't need anymore? And what is it that you use? I'm looking around my own space as I'm saying this. I go, do you really use this? Or has it been sitting there for 10 years and
mm,
it's just taking up space? You really don't like it. It's just sitting there and you just haven't thought about it. So maybe it's time to let it go and share it. Let someone have it that really might benefit and really love it. Or just get rid of it. But either way, clutter has everything to do with energy, because it is energy. And so by making sure that you have a clutter-free mind, space, and and your thoughts are positive, your life will attract, your energy will attract what it is that you want in all areas of your life.
beautiful. Thank you. And I love this again, being present and aware of what's around you because it is interacting with you. And you're right. We have those things in our life that have just always been there. We don't think about them anymore. They're just there. And really seeing, is that something that's serving me? Is that something I love and I want there and is feeding and supporting me, or just taking up space? That's a great way to start identifying. And all the papers, all the stuff, it doesn't have to all be around there all the time. Find ways to clear it out and move forward. Thank you. Great wisdom and advice. And I love that it's so perfect for this time of year. So you love how that all comes together. And I wanted to tie this into daily inspirations in this practice of getting support on a daily basis. I know for myself, it's made a huge difference to remember every day, even if it's 2 minutes, to stop and pause and allow myself to kind of center, focus, and be poured into. And I do it a lot in journaling. That's how I choose to do it. And I kind of get out. So that clutter conversation, I get out all that stuff that's swirling around in my head. And then underneath it, I can get to my emotions and what's important and what do I want to focus on today. So all that stuff isn't lost, but then I don't have to carry it all with me. And I have found that's been really helpful. And then I'll connect in and see what I want to bring forward. And frequently having a daily inspiration, a quote, something outside of myself to encourage me supports me on my journey. And I'm curious for you, are there daily practices or weekly practices that you do that you find help you stay on purpose, help you stay connected, help you continue to manifest, to bring forward those things that matter most to you?
Yes, I start every day, Rebecca, with a couple things. First, I have a way of clearing my energy, because I tend to pick up other people's energy, and many of you out there may also do this. And so I make sure that there's no one else's energy in my space. I clear it out. I bring in my guides and I set my intention for the day, and I ask them to be with me. Not just to find parking spaces, but really more important things to manifest what it is I want for my day, not only for my day, but for my future. And then I also ground myself. I bring down my cord of light, and I connect to Mother Earth, and I spread my roots, and so that I can attract all the good there is to receive in the world. And then I bring in more energy. I close up my space, and I'm set for the day.
Beautiful. No, I love that. I love that you are paying attention to how other energy can come into your field, because that happens to all of us. Sometimes there are people we're around, and as we talk with them, our energy grows and kind of builds us up. And there are others that where we start to feel heavy and a little bit hard or drained. And so our energy affects each other, and really paying attention to, okay, have I taken more on that isn't mine? I think that's such a brilliant practice to just release that with love and light, but it's not yours to carry. It's not yours. Let it go. And being really mindful of that, and then allowing, I love that, connecting in, digging your roots in, and really allowing that support and the guides, and bringing that in for not just the parking spaces. I'm all for that. That's great. But I love that you're also looking at bringing in that support to bring forward those things on bigger scales that you're wanting to co-create, wanting to bring forward. Beautiful, beautiful. Anything you want to add to that?
Well, I know that animals are highly sensitive also. And so, I don't happen to have any pets at this time. My son has one. I love to have over here as often as possible, but you do. I know that. And for those who have pets, your pets are your guides too, and they are also picking up energy. So it's important to either assist them in clearing other people's energy out of them, because I know I used to have a beautiful golden retriever who, I had some relatives at the time who had cancer, some other sick illnesses, and they did pick them up, and then they got sick. And at the time, I didn't understand that I could have helped them clear that energy out of them. They didn't have to hold that. And so just like animals, of course, some of us do that too. I'm a highly sensitive person, and it is let's just say, for those who'd like to find out what it is, Google highly sensitive people. You might be one of them. And it's just that we pick up others' energies more often and more easily than other people. And so it's very important to clear our energy, if we can remember, several times a day. But having your animals around you, that love you and are protecting you, help them too.
I love that. Just remembering to support and clear the energy that isn't theirs from them as well can make such a difference. And what popped into me as you were sharing, because sometimes I've heard highly sensitive, I've heard empath, just different things people can look up to learn a little bit more. And I was thinking, we had such an emphasis on washing hands, especially with COVID and all of that and different practices to do that. And I was thinking, wouldn't that be beautiful as we're washing our hands and we have that beautiful practice of making sure we're being thorough, allowing enough time, all those things to also clean and clear ourselves just intentionally at the same time. So it doesn't have to be these hard things that we're having to light a candle, do all this ceremony around. It can be woven into our daily practices of keeping ourselves clean. And the other thing I find is when we carry other people's energy or things that aren't ours, it can be very draining. And that can lead to our exhaustion or brain fog or distraction. And if we remember to do that, it can help us feel lighter and more focused, and our energy goes up. And that's what I find for myself, not to put that on anyone else, but that's what I find for myself when I remember to do that. And I thought that was key, remembering to do that. And so I'd be curious if that's been your experience with the people you've worked with and yourself about energy being more clear focused or going up by remembering to clear.
Yeah, most of the people I've worked with, they don't even realize they're picking up other people's energy, and most people don't, unless you've been trained or you're someone you work with points it out. So it's very, very important that we all start our day with setting our intention and then clearing the energy. Actually, if you can remember, if you have time, even before you go to sleep, to clear your energy of other, what you've picked up during the day. Because sometimes I feel like a vacuum cleaner. I just feel I'm picking up everything wherever I go. So yeah, so I can help. I can help anyone that wants to work with me, or just by people reading my articles, whatever. I'd like to educate people on the subject of energy. That's what I'm all about, because energy is everything. And it can, I have the saying, where energy goes, money flows. But money isn't always just paper money. It's also abundance, prosperity, which means good relationships, a good life, good luck. It's not just all about money, it's energy. So
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. I feel like you've just given us so much rich information and true wisdom from your heart of what you have learned and in your expertise that we can still try to weave into and practice in our daily lives. And I know that you have so many opportunities, so many things that come our way, and you elected to lean into this project. You said yes. You wrote beautiful inspirations that we've woven throughout the book. We're very excited that we get to share with the world. And I'm curious, as that's gone out to the world and it started to ripple out in all the different formats, is there one of those inspirations that's bubbling up, that's coming to your heart, that you would really like to share with our viewers today?
one of them is my favorite, is about having body awareness. It For me, now everyone has maybe a gut feeling that they may say at times in their life, but for me, I feel. So that is my intuitive. Those are my intuitive messages. They show up in our body. So body awareness is something that I would like to share with everyone today. Is listen to your body, how it feels, and I know that I used to keep myself. Well, and maybe I even still do at times, but my goal is not to be busy, busy, busy all the time, because you can't be aware of your body if you're always busy. So if you can just take time, maybe throughout the day, just a few minutes, to listen to your body. How am I feeling? Am I feeling really good? Do I have a lot of energy, or does my stomach hurt? Or so pay attention to how your body's feeling, because maybe it's telling you to slow down. Maybe it's telling you, maybe you have a decision to make and you don't know what to do. If you're feeling, and for me, if I'm feeling, say in my stomach, a negative feeling, that means that's a no. I'm feeling it in my heart, that means yes. And not everyone feels the same way I do. Some people may get messages differently, but the most important thing about what I'm sharing is to listen to yourself and be aware and be conscious and listen to your intuition, which is it's your navigation system. We all have one, and all the answers are within each of us. We don't need to go anywhere else for the answers.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. What wisdom our bodies hold that we can miss because we're not slowing down, we're not listening, we're not connecting. And for so many of us looking for clarity, direction, being able to tap into that. What is a yes? What is a no? Figuring out how our body supports us and tells us. Because I think sometimes our minds can argue it both ways. It can figure it out. It can overthink, and then we end up confused. Whereas if we can drop into our body and see what it has to say, what is a yes? What is a no? What feels uplifting? I like that in your heart. You feel it in your heart and a pull. That's a yes. That heavy, for me, it's like a heavy sinking, almost, I'm being almost repelled, like pushed back. That's a no for me. So I think that's so wise to figure that out. Thank you so much for sharing. I do have another question from our viewers. Oh, you mentioned articles. So they wanted to know, where can I find your articles?
You can find my articles on Rebecca Hall Gruyter's online magazine, which is published every few months. And there's many beautiful other columnists on there. They have many other things to share also, but all of my articles, I've been working with Rebecca for a couple years now. There's a new one that just came out in March, a new article, and there will become next one will be coming out in May. So it's every other, let's see, what is it? March, April, May, it's every other month.
Yep, every other month. Perfect.
Yes. And so rhgmagazine.com, right?
Yep, rhgmagazine.com. You can also find it on our website, so whatever ends up being easier for people, yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. You'll also be able to find the magazine there as well. And we love having you as one of our columnists and all the beautiful wisdom and insight you bring forward in those very, thought-provoking and insightful articles. So we have loved having you be part of the journey with us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, I also wanted to make sure people knew how to connect, go deeper, because I know you have lots of things that you are doing and bringing forward. So I'd like to know two things: current projects, things that we can watch for, pay attention to, and what is the best way to connect and go deeper.
Okay. Well, I do have an upcoming untitled as of this moment book coming out this year. It will be published sometime this year, probably more toward the end of the year. You can go to Deborah at deborahweiner.com. There's you can go to my Facebook page at deborah.l.weiner, Wiener, and then my website, deborahweiner.com.
Beautiful. Like that, very consistent. That makes it easy for us followers. That's brilliant. And that we're able to connect in with you. I thank you so much for your time today and all that you have brought forward. I think you've given us some really great food for thought wisdom that we can really start to put into practice. Which is brilliant. It's not just on a to-do list. We can actually start to notice and feel and embody and remember to clean and clear our space inside and out. I love that. So much rich information and tips to really help us tap into our wisdom and I feel like become more of who we are and not confused or lost in everybody else's stuff and energy or clutter. We can really sort through that. So I really appreciate your time and your insight today.
Thank you, Rebecca. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I want to give everyone just a few minutes to really sink into what Deborah has shared. I'm also going to check one more time, make sure I got all the questions. So it looks like, okay, we got all the questions, but you also know how to connect with Deborah and go deeper for those of you who are interested and want to do that. I also heard about her book coming out, so we're very excited. And I've had a chance to um, read an advanced copy of it, and I found it so powerful and transformational. So it gave really great tips and insight. It also pulls back the curtain a bit and shares Deborah's story so that you get to know her a little bit more and some of her journey of what has led to the beautiful person we got to experience today and learn from. So I definitely encourage you to put that on your radars and be watching. We'll announce dates once the date and the name is finalized of the book. We'll definitely be sharing those out, and we're excited about it coming. So thank you. As everyone's connecting in and gathering your thoughts, remember we're slowing down, we're pausing, and allowing ourselves to be and to receive. And take just 30 seconds, a minute, and write down things that are coming up and maybe one new practice or step that you're going to take as a result of what Deborah has shared. I'm just going to give us 30 seconds, a minute to do that so that you can really be present and hear what is coming forward in your heart and spirit. Okay, just about 10 more seconds. Great. I like us to have these times as we connect together that you can start to integrate, you can start to really process and think through and drink in real time instead of just putting it on a to-do list to someday maybe get to. You can start to apply real time. And maybe it's even, I just noticed that thing that's been there 10 years is ready to go. Or I just noticed I need to clear and clean. Yeah, I don't think this is my energy. I mean, what did you notice that you can start to apply right now, real time? Beautiful. I noticed I was a little bit thirsty, so I had a nice sip of water to hydrate myself. So what are you noticing? And you can start to bring in to support you. That's beautiful wisdom from your heart. Really stopping, pausing, and listening. And you've heard that from Pumpkin. You've heard that from Deborah. You've heard that from Twiggy. You've heard that from me. So there's a reason it keeps coming up. So I encourage you to embrace the opportunity to listen, to be present, to drink in, to receive. Beautiful. Well, I'm excited to introduce our next guest. I know you're going to enjoy her energy, her she has an infectious, joyful energy that I know you're going to love and lean into. So I encourage you to, you can dig in, you can see her whole bio. We have that on the website that is tied to this summit where you can learn a little bit more, but I wanted to give you a snapshot of our Monica. So Monica Sawyer is known as the Blissful Millionaire. She's a #1 international best-selling author. Her international best-selling book, Choose Bliss, has recently received multiple prestigious awards, and she is the host of a nationally syndicated radio show, and it has had so many guests of names that you would know, prestigious names that she has brought on her show and been able to share out into the world. She's been reduced, I'm not not reduced, my goodness, introduced, I need to pronounce correctly, introduced and inducted into the Who's Who biographical. Actually, can you help me with this, Monica? I want to say this correctly. The Marquise.
Yes, the Marquise Who's Who biographical or
That is
biographies. It's not right
perfect.
in front of me, but yes, it's very long. It feels very complicated, but basically it's the who's who of America. That's how you would know it if you'd heard
Beautiful.
it. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was feeling that I was getting tongue twisted. So
Yeah.
I appreciate
I'm like,
that.
why is that so complicated?
I don't know why my yeah, I was so thank you. I appreciate you
My
helping me
pleasure.
with that. And see, it's a team effort. And you are a TEDx speaker. And you've shared stages with Suzanne Summers, Martha Stewart, and many other names as well that people will recognize. You've been recognized in major media like Forbes, NBC, ABC, CBS, and Fox. And you are absolutely passionate. She is passionate about helping you bring more joy, contentment, and bliss into your life each and every day of the year. So please lean in. Warmly welcome the powerful, joyful, and blissful Monica Sawyer.
Yay!
Welcome.
Hi there. Thank you so much for that intro. It's always, I don't know whether to be embarrassed or be like, what? When people are reading that, but thank you so much.
You're welcome. I know, isn't that interesting when people are, in a sense, holding up a mirror and showing some of
Yeah.
these things that you have been part of or that you've accomplished? Wouldn't it be wonderful if we greeted everybody that way or we introduced everybody that way, just like honored and celebrated the beautiful greatness and accomplishments and things that we've done or we've been part of. So it is my honor to hold that mirror up and celebrate you and so much that you are doing and have done and are bringing forward. So I'm
Thank you,
excited to have you
Rebecca.
here.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's so interesting if you don't mind me responding to that. I think
Sure.
so many of us businesswomen, we are out there doing the hustle and we're doing the things that are important and we're getting the recognitions that give us impact in the world to create that thing that we're trying to do, right? For Deborah, she wants to get everybody to help them have really great energy in their businesses. You want to uplift everybody and transform them so they feel them like their most powerful selves. For me, I want to make sure that everybody feels as blissful in every moment that they can. So I'm out there doing these things and I get these wonderful honors and recognitions, but I don't remember because it's part of the path. Right. And I think one of the things that I love that you just said is we have to remember because you know what? It's part of the path. It's also part of the story that makes us more powerful in what we're doing. So you reminding me of those things like helps me to say, oh yeah, wow, there's a lot of people that have recognized my work. And isn't that cool? You know? So, and I think
Yes.
each of us that's listening recognize all of those beautiful affirmations and validations of all the amazing work that you've done.
Mm, beautiful. And I think sharing it and celebrating with each other,
Mhm.
it's there's room for everybody to shine. We can all
Yes.
be encouraged and shine that light and show what's possible and show what we're doing and share. And I think that creates a positive energy. We've been talking so much about energy today
Mhm.
for all of us. And you're right, we can just go on to the next thing because we're busy in the doing sometimes and forget to celebrate or forget to hold or even remember the journey. So I think it's rich to do that and to remember. So thank you, Monica. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Excited to have you joining us. And I also, whenever I have the opportunity to have you on one of our shows or programs, I love for you to take a moment and talk about bliss. Because one, I know you're passionate about it, but two, I think we have different ideas and concepts of what that is. And I think it's really important for people to understand when you're saying bliss, what you mean by that, why that's important and what it means in the world.
Yeah, thank you so much for asking that because yes, it is a loaded word. There's so many people that think of bliss and they think you're going to be sitting on a beach going and forgetting the whole world. Hopefully you get to do that every once in a while and it's one of your practices, but it's not what bliss is. So bliss is that true deep sense of joy and contentment and that confidence that you can handle anything that comes your way. It's emotional mastery and it's emotional resilience. And I've actually had people say, "Well, Monica, I don't want to have bliss because I feel like I won't work hard anymore. I won't want more." And it's actually the opposite. When you are so full of joy, you notice so much in the world, you become more curious, more in awe, more excited about living fully and what you can do. So I think it's not just an emotional uplifter, it's an uplifter of us in life to become our best selves.
Beautiful. Well, and as you're sharing it, I that mastery that you share, I love
Mhm.
that. And there's this really grounded, powerful energy to it. It's not just like you were saying when we're on the beach. We want that occasionally, but there's more to it than that. There's really rooted, grounded strength and power. And I could feel in my body, applying what Deborah was shared with us earlier. I could just feel the power and the confidence and the authority almost in that. And I don't know that we always tie that to the word bliss. I love that you're bringing and expanding how we look at it.
Mhm.
Beautiful. So I'm
Thank you.
curious, in the work that you do, how do you stay blissful? How do you stay in
Mm,
this sweet spot, this space that you're talking about? What are some of the practices that you do?
yeah. So let's talk a little bit deeper before we move into the practices. I have a book called Choose Bliss, which is available everywhere. So you guys can get that to learn all of my practices. Actually, all of my practices and the practices of my many 20 years of clients, right? So they're all time tested with executives and artists and everybody. So there's a lot of practices, but the most important thing to remember about bliss is it does not mean that you're happy all the time. So when people ask me, Monica, how do you stay in this state of bliss? My practices allow me to go to what I call a bliss equilibrium, which is that place that I call home emotionally. But it does not mean that I'm happy all the time. You have a full range of emotions. Those were given to you, as Deborah was talking about. They help you to understand what's working and what's not working, where I should lean in, where I should lean away, as you were saying, right? Those emotions allow us to live our lives fully. But we don't have to live in the exceptional emotions, say euphoria or despair. We can feel those, honor those, listen to those, learn from those, and then come back to what I call the bliss equilibrium. So, my practices and this bliss equilibrium is that feeling of joy that we have access to at all times. It's our predisposition, let's say. Okay. So to get to those, the practices are in the book to hold that space right, that your home plate, right? It helps you to hold that. But I'd like to give you one here today that's not in the book. Would that be fun?
I love it. Yes.
Good. Okay. So this one is called Stop, Drop, and Breathe. And we've done, I know you love this one, Rebecca. You teach it in your own way, but this is a little way to help to remember it. So, what happens when you're getting thrown off your bliss? Think about a moment when you were like, oh, I'm not happy. Let's say, for instance, you just got cut off in traffic, right? And you have this physical reaction. Notice that the thing that's causing the physical reaction is not the thing that just happened, but it's a story that starts to happen in your mind. Someone cuts you off in traffic and you're fine, nothing happened. But what happens in your mind is, oh my God, I can't believe that person just cut me off. Do they know? Did it? There's this whole story now that happens in your mind. That is the thing that causes your stress. So, what I say is stop. First, you want to do an interrupt. I will literally say, Monica, stop if I can. See, there's a stop. You want to interrupt that story that's happening in your mind. And then you want to drop that energy into your heart. So you've stopped, dropped, and now take 3 deep breaths. If you've got the time, one is fine also. Deep breaths in through your nose, all the way to the back of your belly button and blow out of your mouth with a straw to push out all the bad energy. And do it a couple of times and just notice, even in the demonstration of that, where my body and my energy and my voice was. When I was in my head all freaked out, I had this really high voice and there was frustration. And then as I dropped, my voice regrounded. You can live your life from this place. You can make your decisions from this place. It's a true, easy path that you can apply anywhere and anytime to get you back into your bliss equilibrium.
Beautiful. I love that. And that's another cue, that we can use is noticing our voice. Where is it
Mm-hmm.
in our higher, energy? Or, that might be a moment to stop, drop. We're not dropping yet, and breathe. I think that's so good because when we're starting to apply these things or learn, where we're like, am I doing it? Is this working? So thank you. I love, love, love that practice and having us really stay in that equilibrium, that balanced, that blissful place. I love that. And that we can in a moment drop there, go there,
Yes.
and operate from that space. The other
Yeah.
stuff, the traffic, it doesn't get to be in charge. We get to choose in
We
a
get to
moment.
choose. That's right.
Beautiful. Oh, love it, love
Yes.
it, love it. Well, I have enjoyed our conversation, all of us today. And I'm just thinking as you reflect back on what we have shared, and I love that you have given us this practice. Do you have an inspiration or wisdom on your heart that you want to add to the conversation today to really speak to our viewers' hearts?
Yeah. Thank you for asking that. And if you don't mind, Rebecca, I would actually like to read one from the
I'd love it.
book.
Yes.
And the reason that I chose this one is um, I find that I am needing to be a pillar of blissful strength around my friends and my family because there's so much going on in the world. And so I often read this one to myself and to others. This is one of my bliss practices, is to remind myself to stay in bliss, right? So I read things like this all the time, but this will help to remind. It helps to remind me, and hopefully will help to remind you, is that we are a choice, and if we make the choice to be blissful, that we can be the strength to help others to make that same choice. Does that make sense? So let me just read this. You have the power to choose how you feel in every moment. So why not choose to feel bliss in everything you do? In your life, endless choices. In your life, you have endless choices. But one of the most powerful ones is the decisions you can make to choose bliss. Every moment presents you with an opportunity to pursue joy, to seek out the things that uplift and energize you. Even when circumstances may seem difficult or out of your control, you still have the power to choose your mindset. It's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of negativity and stress, but why not break free from that cycle and embrace the beauty of bliss instead? By choosing to uplift to and energize yourself, you are unlocking a world of endless possibilities and potential. You are setting the stage for a life filled with joy and fulfillment. So why not make the conscious decision to prioritize your own happiness? Remember, you have the power within you to create the life you desire. So why not choose bliss in every moment, no matter how big or small? Embrace the choice that brings you closer to your true self and watch as your world transforms. Today, what can you choose that will make you feel more blissful? Let bliss be your guiding light, leading you down the path of endless joy and contentment.
Beautiful. I love that we can make that choice. In fact, we have a comment from one of our viewers, and they just said, "Thank you for the reminder of choice. It is so powerful. I think we give our choice away so easily. We forget. We let others dictate where we go, or even the list that we made, it's suddenly in charge."
We thought we were making the choice
I
there, but
know.
or like with what Deborah was saying with our stuff, we think we choose to have it there. We think we choose to have the things on our desk. We think we choose to have the things in our head. We choose to have the things in our list. But we are so much of that time giving away our true agency. Our
Yes.
true agency is in our minds and in our hearts, right? And we have access to those 100% of the time.
And I love that each moment we can choose. Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe the day has changed from the beginning of the list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember I was different events that I've run, and I create the agenda, and then I give that
Mhm.
to my team, and we help, manage the time and the different elements of the event. And partway through the event, I'm shifting because it needs to shift because of dynamics and what's happening to really serve the people attending. And I remember my team going, but the agenda says this. I said, I made the agenda. I'm in charge of the agenda. and they were, because
They're like, what? Yeah.
what? I said, I get to override the agenda. They're like, oh, okay. And then we were good. But I think we forget that we can choose and adjust
Yes,
as
and
yeah.
we make our life, and we can choose
Yes,
the agenda and the story of our life too, like in any given moment.
exactly. Oh, I love it, love it, love it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm curious as we talk, and you do so much in this space, in helping people and women in many different ways in the bliss arena, I will call it.
I love it
Uh,
that there's a bliss
I
arena.
know we have made it so.
We have made it so.
Created the bliss arena. I'm curious as to why this became an area that is so
Mm.
important to you. And we've talked about what it is, but and some of your practices, but you continue to choose to stand and share and give wisdom and insight in this space. And I'd love to know a little bit of your journey and why this is where you focus.
Mhm. Have you ever heard the term "your mess is your message"? Is that when you taught me, Rebecca?
I don't know that I can take credit for that, but I have heard and
Yeah.
witnessed that in my own life. Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes. So, when I was born in, and please, if I'm not using the right PC words, please forgive me, everybody who's listening. But I was born in a very homogenous society that was very white. And I'm very definitively not for any reason. See? And so I grew up in this society being bullied and tormented and humiliated constantly because I looked different. Now, so many people have suffered about bullying. I know that's a really big thing. So I know I don't stand alone, and many of you can relate to me, but this was the reason that I was bullied for something that there was nothing I could do about, right? I can't change anything about that. So I grew up from very young, from getting into school, realized that I was going to be alone and people were just not going to like me. It's just the way the world was. And I wanted to not be miserable. So as a very young child, started to implement strategies so that I could still smile and be happy in the world in spite of what was happening. So this journey started when I was like 5, right? Um, as I grew older, some of life got harder and some of it got easier. But some of the things that happened is as a teenager, I became very much a people pleaser and became more abused by the students in school and suffered assaults by boys and stuff like that. So things did get really, really challenging. Still, through it all, I found my grounding in who am I? How do I define myself? And how am I going to define and live my life? Um, I hit a real low when I was in a car accident, became a cripple. My dancing, which was my stability, I'd been dancing since I was 3. That was like my physical stability. Um, that left me, so much of my world kind of fell apart after this accident. And I remember going into a really huge depression. And I remember one day, or yeah, one day I was under the covers. I'd been under the covers for a week. I'd been in bed crying, miserable. And I heard my mom's voice in my head. She said, Monica, get up. You need to go outside. You'll feel better. And so I tried to get out of bed, but my legs wouldn't hold me. And I fell to the ground and just sat there and cried. And in that moment, I prayed and I said to God, God, I just can't keep doing it this way. So please take me home or show me how to live. And in an hour later, a beautiful angel friend of mine called out of the blue, and was like, "Hey, we haven't talked in a while." It had been 2 years, literally, Rebecca. And she's like, and I was crying, and she said, "What's up?" So I shared with her some of it. She turned me on to Ted, who became a coach of mine. And Ted saved my life. He reminded me about the fact that as children, we're born in these tiny little bundles of bliss. That's when I first started using that word. These bundles of bliss. We're full of awe and joy, and we're alive, and we're not afraid. We're not afraid to fail or to experience. We're fully here and present. And he said, that's our birthright. That's how we're born. And then life teaches us that we need to be different. And he brought me back to, let's learn how to go back to that. And it was so transformative that I wanted to share that with the world. Once you realize that you can make that change in yourself, no matter what the circumstance, you're so empowered. Life is so much bigger. And I just was so full of joy with that that I wanted to share it with the world. And it has been my passion ever since.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
I think it's helpful for us to know a little bit about each other and our journeys because a lot of our viewers are meeting us now
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and not knowing some of the journey and some of the challenges that had to be faced and overcoming choices made in that. And I'm so glad you chose bliss and you've continued to choose it and to share that with so many in all that you do and bring to the world. So thank you for being you and for sharing. Um, Here's a comment as well for you. What a beautiful story that filled my heart with joy. Sending you a big hug.
Oh, thank you. Received.
It's beautiful. Oh, and I think what a powerful connection happens when we're willing to share some of who we are, some of our journey, some of what we have come to the end of ourselves in and been able to yet continue forward
Mhm.
and come. So I really appreciate you sharing. And I know that there are viewers today that are wanting more of Monica. So I wanted to have you share any projects, any things coming up that we should be aware of and watching, and what is the best way for us to connect in and go deeper.
Yes. So first, to connect in and go deeper, go to coreblisslife.com because you live bliss from your core. And I've got a special little gift for you there. It's a download, a free download called 5 Easy Ways to Be Happy, Free, and Strong. And so I hope that supports you to feel more bliss in your life every single day. And that again is at coreblisslife.com. So there's that. And I have a really cute project, Rebecca, that you have been a big part of and you don't know about yet. Would you like
I'm
me to
like,
share?
oh, tell me.
Years ago, I was in one of your books called Animal Legacies. And it actually wasn't me. It was my little sister who wrote about my pet Pomfret, who was
Yes,
like the son that I couldn't have after 14 pregnancies, miscarriages. He was a big part of my life. I couldn't write that chapter because I was still in so much pain. So my sister wrote it. Well, we are now turning that into a movie.
that's
Yes.
beautiful.
Yeah, I've got the screenplay.
Oh,
I have some people that are interested in it. So I'm just really, I wanted to share that specifically with you,
mm,
Rebecca, because we don't know where the world is going to take us. This was this fun little project. It was delightful. It was healing. It was a great book. You guys go look it up, Animal Legacies. Um, and everything Rebecca does is so uplifting. So that was amazing. But now, like the next iteration of that, they ode to that piece of joy in my life, you know?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I do remember that, and I remember her coming alongside and sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. And I'm so excited.
Thank
Congratulations.
you. Thank you.
I love to hear that and celebrate that, and we'll be looking for next steps and
Yes.
announcements
Yes.
as they come forward. That's just beautiful. Congratulations.
Thank you. And
Yeah,
I do have a screenplay of Choose Bliss that I'm shopping also. So if anybody
beautiful.
knows anybody, put it out there in the ethers, whole space that Choose Bliss becomes a bigger impact in the world through a movie.
I love it. We are holding and lifting that up. It's the power. You never know who somebody knows.
That's
And as
right.
we put out, and I'm just thinking, Deborah, what you were sharing, like you're owning and embodying that and sharing it out. Like we're showing how to do this, how to
Yeah.
bring it forward. So thank you. I
Yes.
appreciate that. I'm
Thank you.
excited. Absolutely sharing that out into the world. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Monica, for joining us today and for sharing. And I had a general comment from one of our viewers today, and they were saying this just about the summit experience that they're having. They said a general comment. It's lovely and amazing that everyone on the panel gets joy from helping others achieve and move towards their best selves. What a blessing it is to be here today. Oh, thank you, beautiful viewer, for sharing that. I'm so glad. And it very much is true that I believe everyone on our panel today, like it brings joy to our hearts to uplift, encourage, to share what we have learned and discovered and are learning with you. That can make a difference in your journey. So thank you for tuning in today. And I had an inspiration I wanted to share as well. It was on my heart as I was getting ready for today. And let me just turn to the right page here. Now, this is a phrase on my radio show, Empowering Women, Transforming Lives, that I frequently share, and we share it in every magazine that we bring forward. It's a consistent phrase we use, and this is an inspiration tied to it. And the phrase is, what the world needs is more of you. I believe every single person has been given unique talents, abilities, gifts, and dreams. My vision is for everyone to have the chance to show up in just the way they are gifted to serve, just the way you are. The world needs you in all your unique and wonderful ways. I envision a big, beautiful gift box that I am handing to you right now. So here's the big, beautiful gift box handing to you right now. It is filled with reminders of who you are, that mirror that Monica and I were talking about earlier today. It's filled with reminders of who you are, how wonderful you are, and all the ways that the world needs you. Take a moment to think about what is inside the box. All the things that you love about yourself and others love about you. All the things that you were brought here to give to the world. All those unique, wonderful things. The perspective, the way you look at things, things you've come through, wisdom you've learned, the way you laugh, the way you love, the way you connect with others, the way you share energy. What are those things that are amazing about you? Some of the accomplishments that you have, and we sometimes forget as we just move through the day. What are those things that are in that box reminding you of how amazing you are? Take another moment to think about the joy and fun you have had with your friends, with loved ones, or all by yourself, which is a precious gift in itself. We can have fun by ourselves too. Laughter and joy are present moment experiences that bring our world together. The world can never have enough of our joy and laughter. The world can never have enough of you. Remember to share the gift of you. So, my heart's desire as we bring our beautiful time of connection to a close is that you take some moments today and open that box. See what's in it, what wisdom is being spoken to, what reminders are coming forward. That you take a couple months to clear your energy, clean off what is not yours, making room for all that is. that you embrace and celebrate the journey, what you have come through, that you are choosing how you navigate forward with intention, with the energy you want forward, believing and being what you want to have come forward, that you're choosing bliss, that you're making these choices because you get to be in charge. You get to choose every single day, moment by moment. So the list can change, the agenda can change as the day progresses to align with who you are and how you're wanting to be. It has been an honor and a privilege to spend this time with you all. I hope that as you go forward, as you choose to step forward in the world, that you take a little time for you, then choose mindfully, purposely how to step forward, and that you are willing to share the gift of you. When I share frequently on my shows or in conversations, I talk about shining out, sharing out. And what that means is it's really sharing the gift, who you are, a little bit more with the world authentically. Not the mask we put on sometimes or the way we try to show up or the role that we hold in particular environments, but really the essence of you, that you're willing to entrust the world with just a little bit more of you. That creates a powerful, positive ripple in the world. And it makes a big difference when we can lead and lean in from the heart out. So as you go forward, I give you a big hug and I invite you to live from your heart out and be willing to share the amazing gift of who you are. Thank you, everyone.